Good afternoon, and welcome to Cisco's 802.11ac Wave 2 Made Easy. This afternoon we'll be talking a little bit about the trends in wireless technology. We'll be talking specifically about the Wave 2 technology itself, and of course we'll be reviewing the Cisco portfolio of products. So let's go ahead and begin. This year marks the 20th anniversary of wireless in our everyday lives, and what started out as a novelty has really grown into a powerful business tool with bandwidth speeds exceeding gigabytes of band throughput. So what's really been driving this bandwidth has been new client devices, new wireless handheld devices, new applications that are eating up bandwidth, and just the demand for on-time, anywhere bandwidth available for both business and educational use. So Cisco has been the market leader in wireless for the past decade plus. And it's the innovations in wireless and in switching and WAN that really has helped us to build the foundation for digital as your primary access. So let's talk a little bit about the specific technology in Wave 2. In Wave 2, there are a number of brand new features that really help to improve the network performance. First, the bandwidth has gone all the way up from 2.34 to 3.47 gigabytes in standard deployments. Also in the new Wave 2 is multi-user MIMO, which we'll talk about in a moment. And also it uses 160 megahertz wide channels as well, all of which is an improvement over previous amendments and giving you better capacity in your network as well. So let's talk a little bit about multi-user MIMO. Now, previous amendments had single user MIMO. MIMO is multiple in, multiple out. And previously, an access point would take a data pack and divide it up and send it out over multiple antenna radio waves. But it could only do this at one client at a time, so that was single user MIMO. Well, the new amendment allows for multiple data packs to be sent to multiple clients at the same time. So therefore, as you can see, it really improves the efficiency and overall bandwidth of the networks by being able to service more than one client at a time. Additionally, pretty straightforward is the 160 megahertz wide channels. Obviously, the wider the channel, the more traffic it can handle, the more speed that it can go at, and it's comparable to, say, driving on a 2-lane or 4-lane highway compared to a 6-lane or an 8-lane highway. So we're going from 80 megahertz to 160, doubling the channel width. Cisco has built their new Wave 2 portfolio of products on previous versions. Leadership in the industry, first in class, best in class, and in some cases only in class. So let's talk a little bit about the portfolio of products. This is the Wave 2 access points from entry level to enterprise. We have the 1830 and 1850, which are our entry level access points, and then we move up to our enterprise, our mission critical and best in class, the 2800 series and 3800 series. Now the 1830 and 1850 have a brand new feature that we're offering for the first time, and that is a virtual controller that is built into each of the access points, the 1830 and 1850. We refer to this as our Mobility Express solution. And the virtual controller can manage a small network of up to 25 access points, either Wave 2 or first generation Cisco access points as well. But of course it's scalable, so if you do go above 25 access points, you can rotate those over to controller based and have management of them through the controller as well. It's very easy to set up in just a few minutes using any wireless device, you can access the dashboard through the interface GUI, again, on any smartphone, iPad, laptop. And we've really built a very hardy dashboard based on our best practices so that you have complete monitoring and management of AP performance as well as client performance as well. You'll have guest access, clean air technology. So it is it's a very hardy and very thorough dashboard, very easy to get to. And it is license free, up to 25 access points, of course. So let's talk about these access points, the 1830 and 1850. The 1830, this is our entry level. It's a 3x3, so it is 3 radios and 3 receivers. It has 1 gigabyte, up to 1 gigabyte of throughput, gigabyte of Ethernet, as well as a USB port. This is available only with the internal antenna, but it is the most cost-effective access point that's currently available in the Wave 2 market. Next step up is our 1850 access point in entry level. This is a 4x4, 4 radios and 4 receivers. Of course, able to do multi-user MIMO as well as single-user MIMO. 2 gigabytes of Ethernet, as well as USB available with an internal and external antennas as well. These 2 access points, entry-level access points, are built on the Broadcom chip, which is of course used by all manufacturers of access points. But we have, what makes the difference and the power of our access points and the power of our network is the computing power that we put in each and every one of our access points. And as we can see here, that compared to any of the competition, our access points have almost twice the CPU power, have twice the memory, and almost 8 times the flash storage, which obviously improves the performance of an access point. Anyone who's had a laptop and moved into a newer one with a better processor understands how more effective that is. And so we put that computing power behind our access points, which really helps with the data packet processing and improvement in the actual performance of that access point. So this is a key difference between Cisco and the competition. So let's talk about the enterprise, the mission critical and best in class. This is the 2800 series, 4x4, 4 radios, 4 receivers, can be maximum of 5.2 gigabytes of throughput, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. It has a 2 gigabyte Ethernet connection to USB 2, internal, external antennas. It has a smart antenna connection, which I'll review also in a moment. But what we have first in class, and the only in the industry, is a flexible radio assignment. So that 2.4 gigabytes radio is configurable and can be converted to a 5 gigahertz radio as well, which gives you twice the power in each and every one of those access points. So this is the 3800 series, which is the best in class. Again, similar to the 2800 4x4, it has the USB 2, it has the smart connectors, it has the not only the gigabyte Ethernet, but it also has the multi-gig Ethernet up to 5 gigs of throughput as well. And of course it has that flexible radio assignment, that configurable 2.4 gigahertz radio that can be converted to 5. What makes the big difference also from the 28 to the 38 is the modular port, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But let's talk about that configurable radio. By switching the 2.4 to a 5 gigahertz, basically what you're doing is you're providing 2 times the bandwidth, 2 times the capacity, and 2 times the coverage with one access point. And with potential throughput of 5.2 gigabytes. So it is really, first in class, and the only access point on the market that has that configurable feature. Here you can see the 3800 with the smart antenna port as well as the modular port. Now the modular port is used for expandability and scalability down the line with your network for such things as video surveillance or future Wi-Fi standards that will come out through future amendments, Bluetooth beaconing, as well as other custom applications that you'll be able to use through that port. But let's talk a little bit about the smart antenna connector, which is a side port that is very sleek in design, that allows you to add additional antennas for either logistics, for location analytics, for additional coverage, for stadium, and those type of deployments. And because it's on the side, it's very easy to attach new antennas without having to remove the access point. So the 28 and 3800, as I mentioned, are built on custom chip technology. The entry levels are the off-the-shelf, but we have custom designed the CPU, the chips inside the CPU for the 28 and 3800, and we put such features as our Clean Air technology, which is a program that runs interference and mitigation in the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz through the entire 160 megahertz wide channels to ensure that you're not getting any interference with your network. We have the client link, which is our implicit beamforming that ensures that the link between the client and the access point is secure. We also have the new, of course, radio roll flexibility, being able to configure that 2.4 gigahertz radio. We also have the flexible dynamic frequency selection, which is a self-healing network. So the access points listen to each other. They will change channels or change power to avoid any holes or any other interference. And of course, optimize roaming. And all of this is done through our customized chip, which again, we work closely with the manufacturer to develop for sole use in Cisco access points. Of course, you might be thinking, gigabyte is all well and good, but what about my existing network? As you well know, most of the networks today are running the Cat5 with older switches, which are bottlenecked at about 1 gigabytes. Well, when working with the NT-based technology, what we have developed are a new line of switches that will allow you to get up to 5 gigabytes of throughput on standard Cat5e cabling. And some of these new switches are the 4500 series, the 3850 switch, or the 3560 compact switch as well. And it gives you PoE, PoE plus, UPoE as well. So it can really solve the problem of cabling and reducing time and cost of having to replace all those cabling by using these new line of switches as well. And of course, in support of the Wave 2, we have new controllers that are on the market, our 5520 and our 8540. So we have the largest plethora of controllers on the market today. So regardless if you're a small branch office and only need 75 to 100 access points, or if you're a large enterprise group needing to control up to 6,000 access points, we can help you to scale with a variety of controllers that are available today. Also, of course, don't forget that we do have the new Mobility Express, the virtual controller for the small branch offices if you have 25 or less access points as well. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our Meraki cloud solution as well, which allows you to have unlimited access to the cloud dashboard for the management monitoring of your network as well. And with a new line of switching as well as access points, including the new Wave 2 MR42 access point, 3x3 access point with a dedicated radio for the Air Marshal Service as well. So this was a very quick overview of the state of the technology, the trends in the industry, and a brief discussion on the portfolio of Cisco products. We thank you for watching us today. We appreciate your support, and if you have further questions or if we can be assistance, please feel free to reach out for us, and we will appreciate working with you. So thank you once again.